Hello, folks. Dustin Zarni here, Democratic Elections Commissioner for Onondaga County. Today is Monday. It is February 3rd, and welcome to Commissioner in a Car. I know I've been going back and forth about when I'm doing Commissioner in a Car, and I haven't been as I don't know, I guess, frequent or consistent with it. But now I am going to go back to doing these on Mondays. That's what works best, because it's kind of like a look ahead to the rest of the week and talking about the election events that are happening that week. So Mondays work a lot better than Wednesdays, and that's what we're going to be doing going forward. Monday, Commissioner in a Car, and then another piece of content Thursday or Friday, either a weekly wonk or a Zoom with Zarni, or a Zarni seminar. All of that. So we'll be doing things twice a week, starting this week, now that we're in February and we're kind of in this swing of things. This week, we're going to be talking about March village election filing periods. In March, we will have elections in 2025, and those are the village elections. Kind of a recap, villages, are some of the smallest political subdivisions in New York State. And we have 15 villages in Onondaga County. They can choose to hold their elections either in March, that would be this year, March 18th, June, this year would be June 17th, or at the November election. And we've had a lot of talk and movement over the last few years with villages moving their elections from March or June to the November election. In fact, last year we had the villages of Baldwinsville and Liverpool and Fayetteville moved to November elections. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 villages out of our 15 that have November elections. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 villages. 6 villages that have March elections, and 1 village that has a June election. And this year, and they don't always have them every year, because terms are usually 2-year terms and stuff like that. And it really depends on the village about whether they have an election every year. And this year, we have 4 villages having an election in March, and 1 having them in North Syracuse. Now, when you, in June, and that's North Syracuse. When a village has an election in either March or June, they have the option of having the Board of Elections run it, or the village clerk can run it themselves. And it's really a choice about, who wants to administer it. And we've actually started administering more elections at the Board of Elections for these villages. If a village is in November, we automatically administer those elections. So 8 of the 15 we manage in November, but we also manage all but 3 villages right now, no matter when they have elections, whether it's March, June, or November, where the Board of Elections does all of the management of it, whether it's filing petitions, staffing the polling place, running the election day. All of that's all done at the Board of Elections. Now, there's a lot of differences with village elections, like they don't have early voting, but they do have early voting by mail. But the biggest difference with village elections is the ballot access. Some villages have traditional parties running, Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, working families, but some villages, by tradition, though not a legal barrier, but by tradition, only have independent nominating petitions. And of the 4 villages that are running in this March, which are Fabius, Jordan, Skaneateles, and Manlius, none of those villages traditionally run candidates on the party line, and that time period has passed, so none of them will be having candidates on Democrat or Republican line. They're all filing independent nominating petitions. And that's starting tomorrow. So from February 4th through 11th, independent nominating petitions are going to be filed at the Board of Elections or at the village clerk, if the village clerk is running the election. And if they have an election in March. So we said there's Skaneateles Manlius. Both of those elections are run by the Board of Elections. And then Fabius and Jordan, those villages are run by their village clerks. So the candidates that are running for office have to file petitions at either the village clerk or the Board of Elections over the next week. They've been out collecting signatures. It's anywhere from 50 to 100 signatures that they have to collect, and then they get on the ballot. And so next Tuesday, the 11th, at that time, at 5 p.m., we'll know whether there are contested races in these villages. And whether it's contested or not, we're still going to hold an election because there could still be a write-in candidacy. And sometimes, in some villages, nobody files to run for office, but we still have an election because you have to have a write-in selection. And we saw that twice last year with the town of Spafford and this village of East Syracuse Justice. Both of those justices were, there was nobody who filed petitions, and we had write-ins. So that could happen again this year. I think that's highly unlikely. Let me go over the positions that are up. And by the way, no, it's not too late. If you wanted to run for office, you could get out there, get us 50 to 100 signatures this week, and turn it in by February 11th. That's why I'm doing this commissioner in a car. I'll let you know about that. So in Fabius, they have one trustee that is up in 2025. It's a 2-year term. In Jordan, they have 2 trustees and a mayor that is up. The mayor is a 4-year term, and the trustees are 4-year terms. And then in Manlius, you have the mayor and 2 trustees. They're 4-year terms. They're all up this year. And then finally in Skaneateles, you have a mayor and 2 trustees. 4-year terms for all of them. They're all up this year. So all of those races are up in March. Now, I did say that there's one village in June to keep in mind, and just mentioned now North Syracuse. One of the, and again, a village that actually does run on party lines, where they run on the traditional Democrat versus Republican. There is 2 trustees up this year for a 4-year term in June. We'll talk about the filing periods of all of that when we get closer to June. But now that we are in the in the throes of this, and we are expecting petitions to start being filed as early as tomorrow, but going until February 11th. Right after that, we will design and print ballots and mail out to permanent or requested early vote by mail. Well, permanent absentee or requested early vote by mail for these village elections. So if you're interested in getting a vote by mail ballot for the village, and remember, you have to do that individually each year, go to our website, onvote.net, and you can request a ballot, unless you're on the permanent list, by our portal, and we will mail you out a ballot as soon as they're ready to go. So that's coming up in the next 7 to 10 days. We'll be having absentee ballots and vote by mail ballots for village elections. As I said, elections don't stop. Everybody thought when I got this job, I only worked 2 days a year, and here we are. We're getting ready for another election. March village elections, 4 villages holding elections. Again, Manlius and Skaneateles are run by the Board of Elections, and the villages of Jordan and Fabius are run by their village clerks, and they're responsible for reporting on who won and running those elections. They usually do that by a paper ballot, whereas elections run by the Board of Elections have our clear ballot machines, our poll print on demands, all of that. So I wanted to get this out to you, this Commissioner in Car. Again, I'll be doing Commissioner in Cars back on Mondays going forward. And this week, I will do another weekly walk. It'll be released on Friday. It'll be wrapping up the election day turnout, overall turnout, and overall turnout and election day turnout. We did alternative voting last week, and we'll be doing, I think it was last Monday. And so this Friday, now on the new schedule, again, I will be doing that. I won't be doing Zoom with Zarni this week. I don't know when I'll be doing those, to be quite honest. They're probably going to be more likely I'm going to be doing commissioner and cars and weekly wonks than Zoom with Zarnies or Zarnie seminars. Those are the things that you, my meager follow base, seem to interact with the most. It's also things that I enjoy doing. I do this all on my own time. So that's, I really like informing people about the election events, and that's what Commissioner in a Car is for. And Weekly Wonk is talking about data, another thing that I really enjoy doing. So check those out. Those will be coming to you on Friday. And then next Monday, Commissioner in a Car, I'll be talking about, a little update on the villages, but we'll be talking about Fall in Love with Your Party Day, which is coming up on February 14th. That's Valentine's Day, but it's also the last day to change your party if you want to vote in a primary this year. So just a quick hitter on that. Go to our website, onvote.net. You can check your registration, and you can register or re-register online to be in a party, to be able to vote in the upcoming, well, everybody knows about the Syracuse mayoral primary, but there may be other primaries. We won't know about that until around April. So, but you have to change your into your party by February 14th. So keep that in mind as well. Thank you very much. Enjoy your week. Tomorrow I will be in Albany. I'll be testifying on the local government budget hearing, requesting for money for local counties from New York State to administer elections. I will post that on my social media feeds as soon as it's done. So check it out. But then I'll be back in the office the rest of the week. So thank you very much and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.